What do you predict will happen to Tesla stock, at least for the near term? Experts are divided between those who believe the leading EV company's stocks will continue its downward trend from here, while others argue that Tesla stock will bounce back from the dip. In fact, an experienced investor believes that Tesla stock will explode in a few days, so you definitely would not want to miss this info. Buybacks are not about boosting short-term stock price. Buybacks are about proper allocation of long-term capital. If Tesla had another $10 billion in internal projects for new gigafactories or new innovation, we wouldn't be recommending $10 billion in buybacks. Instead, Tesla accumulates cash. Gary Black said in a tweet in mid-December. Gary Black, a known Tesla bull, is the managing partner and co-founder of the Future Fund LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor focused on investing in growth equities of companies that are changing the world. Gary has extensive experience spanning nearly 30 years in top management positions at some of the most well-respected global investment management firms. Because of this, many put weight on Black's opinions and advice about various things, including that of Tesla and its stock. In a July tweet, Black said, "My 2030 Tesla EPS forecast is $120. I attach a 2030 PE of 30x, consistent with 15% volume and earnings growth from 2030 on. That's equal to a 2030 PT of $3,600. Discounting that back at 13.1% assumes a 3.5% 10-year TY to the present equals $1,400. At the time, Tesla stock was trading at around $232 per share. However, note that this prediction was made before Tesla split its stock in August. Still, it makes sense as the EV company stock is trading at almost the same level today as it did then, although it is considerably lower from $232 in July, as it is currently sitting at $109.10 per share. Black believes that Tesla stock is too cheap and that it should start buying back its own shares. Tesla bull and institutional investor Gary Black has said it is the right time for the company to perform a buyback as its price-to-earnings ratio is the lowest it's been since COVID. Black sent a letter to the Tesla board of directors with a recommendation on how to spend some of the company's growing cash hoard. He wants them to buy back Tesla stock, as share buybacks can boost any stock. After all, the company is just another buyer of shares, and when there are more buyers than sellers, stock prices rise. In October, Gary Black and David Callis, co-founders of the Future Fund, in which Tesla is the single biggest holding, wrote an open letter to the Tesla board suggesting a $10 billion share buyback. Our view is that Tesla is now operating from a position of outstanding financial strength. With $18.9 billion in cash and marketable securities and virtually no debt, we believe now is a unique opportunity to buy your stock. Black wrote in another tweet, "With Tesla selling at its lowest forward PE, 37x on Wall Street 2023 EPS, since COVID, with $18.9 billion in cash and no debt and an investment-grade rating, now seems an ideal time for Tesla BOD to consider a $10 billion plus share buyback." Black continued on a Twitter thread, stating that the Future Fund is proposing $10 billion in buybacks over the next 3 years. Black noted that Tesla has $18.9 billion in cash and could generate $100 billion in free cash flow after CapEx. After the $35 billion for new Gigas, Optimus, Dojo, robotaxis, and other initiatives. Over the next 3 years, $10 billion in buybacks is after all growth projects, Black wrote. Black urged the board to consider an aggressive multi-year stock buyback for at least $10 billion. We believe now is a unique opportunity to buy your stock at well below our estimate of $350 a share intrinsic value, the fund manager told the board. When short-term noise is depressing shares, as is happening now, Tesla management can buy back more shares, he added. The pace of buyback can be slowed when the stock price rises, Black said, adding that most big techs, including Apple, Alphabet Inc., and Microsoft Corporation, have employed this buyback strategy consistently for years. Following the last tweet, Black continued, "Remember, there are only 5 outlets for excess cash flow: pay down debt, acquisitions, dividends, share repurchases, and build up cash. Share repos likely offer the highest ROI of the 5. The fund manager also said the buybacks will unlikely have any impact on the company's financial flexibility. Buybacks may be preferred to dividends by Tesla shareholders, as this shareholder return policy has a favorable long-term capital gains tax treatment, he said. From the company's perspective, buybacks can be managed opportunistically, unlike dividends that are fairly rigid once put in place, Black said. Black's actively managed future fund active has Tesla as its top holding, with the EV maker's stock accounting for close to 11% of its portfolio as of mid-October. A few days before the holidays, Black reiterated his call for a stock buyback. In a December 22nd tweet, Black reiterated his mid-October tweet, which is an open letter to Tesla executives about a stock buyback. In a tweet a few days ago, Black said, retweeting, "We sent this letter to the Tesla BOD seeking a $10 billion share buyback on 10/13/2022. We never heard back." In the said tweet, Black tagged the Tesla executives, CEO Elon Musk, head of investor relations Martin Vicha, and Tesla's board of directors Hiromichi Mizuno, Ira Ehrenpreis, and Joe Gebbia, as well as Leo Kogowan, Tesla's third-largest shareholder. With this prodding, many expect Tesla executives to address the calls for a Tesla stock buyback, which many see as an effective means for the company's stock to recover from the dip. Amidst this, Gary Black remains to be a Tesla bull. In fact, in a late November tweet, Black shared what could be the biggest near-term Tesla catalyst. The biggest near-term Tesla catalyst could be the new $7,500 EV credit that goes into effect in the US on January 1, 2023 under IRA. We estimate the $7,500 rebate could boost US deliveries from 520K in fiscal year 22 to 840K in fiscal year 23, supported by an Austin production ramp from 40K in fiscal year 22 to 280K in fiscal year 23. According to the Future Fund managing partner and co-founder Gary Black, Tesla's market capitalization could reach as high as $4 trillion by 2030. Black says the EV industry will reach 60% market penetration by 2030, and he anticipates Tesla will achieve a whopping 21% of the auto market share. On Twitter, Black wrote, "When EV adoption hits 60%, Tesla with 20% EV share will be viewed as a safe haven like Apple." Black's recent tweet about a Tesla stock buyback received a lot of responses from other Tesla enthusiasts. Twitter user Ganesh Pai, who according to his bio is a Tesla fan, claimed that a Tesla stock buyback will only be possible if the Fed stops increasing rates. "It will happen after the Fed stops increasing rates," he said, referring to a possible stock buyback. Another major dilemma for Tesla shareholders today is the continuous fall of Tesla stock prices in the stock market. That said, Black also addressed this in a recent tweet. In a December 27th tweet, Black said, "To stop Tesla shares decline, 3 things need to happen. 1. Elon needs to hire a credible social media CEO to run Twitter. 2. Tesla IR needs to show Tesla brand equity has not been damaged by Twitter noise." 4Q Vols January 2. 3. Tesla China needs a mass market, less than $30,000 EV to compete with BYD. To this, a Twitter user said that those are all good ideas and would certainly help, but the first and third are not likely to happen anytime soon. Not sure the data would support number 2, and frankly, not sure Wall Street will believe an internal poll. Management has lied a lot. That's a big part of the issue here, lost trust, he said in the tweet. In a more recent tweet, Black said that Tesla needs new board members who can govern in an environment where the company is no longer capacity constrained, and that strong product segmentation and marketing skills are needed to hit Tesla's growth targets. At this point, Black, along with other Tesla shareholders and enthusiasts, believe that Tesla will have to address several issues in order for the company's stock to recover from the dip. That includes a possible stock buyback, which investors have been calling for several months now, as well as Musk's Twitter distraction, which many think greatly affects the company's stock performance in the market today. Of course, there is a lot more that the company will have to address, both in the short and long term, but a Tesla stock buyback is one of the topmost issues that investors would like to see Tesla addressing. Black believes that a Tesla stock buyback will bring much relief to the company and its stocks for numerous reasons. Make sure to subscribe to this channel